Alright, quick warning, this video is a bit all over the place. And honestly, that's kind of the point. Because today we are going to do 3 things. I'm gonna show you the hate comments I got on this painting. Yay! The painting process and how I painted chainmail in oils. And I'm showing you how I accidentally ended up starting my own fashion brand. So yeah, a very normal video, like usual. So, let's jump right in. I started with a loose acrylic underpainting to get some texture in, let that dry and then switched to oils. I painted the blue background first because it sits behind the figure and makes it way easier to judge the values. Then I went straight into the face. The reference had this really nice contrast between cool bluish skin and warm orange/apricot cheeks and nose. So I pre-mixed a few base tones and used multiple brushes to move between the color zones without turning everything into mud. And by the way, I do have a full in-depth painting tutorial of this painting on my Patreon. It includes a dedicated beginner section plus more intermediate and advanced parts. I show the full process step by step, including the full color mixing process, a material list, the reference photo and chapter markers so you can jump to exactly the parts you want. So if you want to paint along or study the techniques in detail, you can find the link in the video description. And also, since a few people have already asked if I'm going to release prints of this piece, yes, I will, just not immediately. I'm planning to release them sometime later this year. So if you don't want to miss that, the best way is to join my newsletter on my website. I will announce the print release there first. The link is in the description as well. Once I had the first layer of the face done, I moved on and started painting the hair. We already have this warm golden acrylic underpainting underneath the hair area, which is perfect because it gives me something to react to immediately. The first thing I always do when painting hair is mixing a fairly dark shadow color, a muted darker tone, kind of a brown-gray. This goes into all the shadow areas first. I'm also using a flat brush that's quite stiff. And that's really important. A soft brush just doesn't work for this technique. The stiff bristles naturally split and create those strand-like marks. So I'm not painting individual hairs one by one, instead the brush does the work for me. After that, I simplify the hair into just a few main colors. I don't want to constantly remix while painting, so I usually mix around 3 or 4 tones. A darker blonde, a mid-tone, and then a warmer, lighter blonde that I will use the most. Once everything is blocked in, I move into refinement. I rotate the flat brush a little bit to get finer lines, add a few darker accents, and then finally place the very light highlights. And honestly, painting hair is one of the most rewarding parts for me. It's just fun, and I'm super into these medieval hairstyles and long wavy hair in general, maybe because this is how my own hair looks, and I don't know about you, but the older I get, the more I enjoy fashion and style and hair stuff in general. And that's also why I was so excited when I got this sponsorship request, because when Printful reached out and asked if they could sponsor a video, I was like, wait, Printful? Like the Printful where you can actually create real fashion pieces? Because I've wanted to design my own patterns and shirts for a long time already. I've even mentioned it in my last video, like one day I want to make my own medieval inspired patterns and wear them. And then this video happened and I was like, girl, I'm gonna do it. So a very genuine thank you to Printful for sponsoring today's video, because this collab basically gave me the perfect excuse to finally try it. And just to give you a bit of context, I have a capsule wardrobe for years. My bottoms are usually just one solid color, beige, brown, green. And then I combine that with cardigans, and the top is the thing that has the pattern. So I'm basically always wearing pattern tops and simple bottoms. That's just my entire personality at this point. And I love that look because it feels so timeless, and you can interpret it in every way you like, from medieval pattern to modern abstracts. So in this segment, I wanted to show you my own pattern design process, how I made them, how I uploaded them to Printful, and how I turned them into actual shirts, and how you can do it too. And honestly, it's really not that difficult. It took me like 2 days, but realistically it was more like a few evenings where I just sat down with my iPad, opened Procreate, while my husband was reading his mangas. And Printful has this extremely easy editor. Like, I genuinely love this editor because it's actually perfect. Since I'm obsessed with all over print t-shirts, because they give me so much more creative wiggle room than those regular shirts where you can just print something in the middle, I decided to go for that. And this is how the editor looks like. The cool thing is you can basically place your pattern on each part of the clothing piece. By the way, you don't have to use a pattern, you can also just use your artwork. The thing is, you're not just designing a shirt, you're designing the front, the backs, the sleeves, and I found this really helpful. And once you made one pattern, you can basically put it everywhere. So let's say you have a pattern for a shirt, you can put it on a mouse pad or a notepad. So it's super practical. And here in the mockup editor, you can upload your pattern and then you can place it on the different parts. You can just drag it around, resize it and adjust it until the best part of the patterns lines up where you want it. And that was honestly so helpful for me because you instantly see how the shirt will look. It makes the whole thing feel way more real and it's also just really fun, to be honest. So I just wanted to show you that quickly before we jump into how to actually make patterns, because it's kind of important to know you don't have to make the most mathematically perfect pattern. There's actually a lot of leeway to work with, and the editor helps a lot. The first step was just gathering inspiration, and for that I looked into my own wardrobe, because I have a few pieces that I can just wear in summer, like this beautiful dress I found in an Amsterdam vintage shop. And what I found really interesting about this pattern is that initially it looks super simple, but when you zoom in, you notice there are actually a lot of layers happening. The flowers are slightly shifted. They're not perfectly lined up. It's like an intentionally messy pattern. So I got out my iPad, opened Procreate, and honestly, you don't have to be a pro for this. I'm not doing a master artwork here, because I don't even touch my iPad that often. I'm not a digital artist at all. But it was really fun and really easy to do. The first thing I did was basically trying out brushes and painting little flower shapes, layering them on top of each other and just building a small pattern piece inspired by that dress. And the last step was the testing step. I copied that pattern layer 4 times and placed the copies next to each other, so I could immediately see where the edges meet and where things don't align. And then I just painted over those areas, adjusted it and repeated that step like 2 or 3 times until I knew, okay, this repeats without any weird glitches. And it was not that difficult. It took me maybe 2 or 3 hours and I just did it in the evening. After that, I opened Photoshop and turned it into an actual repeat pattern there, just because it makes the next step really easy. I basically made a bigger file and then used the paint bucket pattern fill to multiply it out. But you can do the same thing in any program. You can also just make a big file and place a repeat tile next to itself. Photoshop just made it quick for me. Or even easier like that, get out your crayons and do it the traditional way. Like, you don't have to do it digitally if you don't want to. So once my pattern was ready, I saved this as a new file, uploaded it into the Printful mockup generator, and I called it the Amsterdam Blumenstraat. Because I just love Amsterdam. I love flowers and this is basically inspired by that vintage dress. I mean, it doesn't get better, right? And then it was like, okay, this was way too much fun. I need to make more patterns. So the next pattern I made was inspired by ancient art, like old papyri, Egyptian wall paintings, murals, that kind of thing. And for the next pattern, I did something a little different. I uploaded some of my favorite Egyptian art references and also some medieval-inspired pattern references into Midjourney, and I generated a bunch of variations just to explore the vibe and get new ideas, like a starting point. So I basically used it as a base and as an inspiration, and then I repainted the whole thing myself in Procreate. You could also do something like that in watercolor or any other medium. But for this project, Procreate was just the fastest way for me. And because I already had the hang of it from my first pattern, this one was way quicker. It only took me like an hour or so. And then I was literally blown away by how insanely beautiful this looked in the mockup generator. To the point where I'm honestly like, okay, I need to order these shirts right now because I want them in my life. They're so cool, especially this blue pattern. I just love it so much. And the mockup generator itself is just so cool because you're not limited to just the standard mockups they give you. You can use those, but you can also create your own scenes. They have all these props you can place around the product, so you can make it look more like your brand, more styled and more like you, not just shirt on a blank background. And speaking of backgrounds, they even have this Unsplash integration, so you can just pick stock photos and drop your products into different scenes. Like, you can make really nice mockups in 2 minutes. For example, this one looks so good as a background, it instantly makes the whole thing look more professional. So yeah, it's honestly really creative, and it makes it so easy to create mockups that actually fit your own aesthetic and your brand. Because all good things come in threes, I decided to make one last pattern. And for that I actually took an already finished painting, Lady Guinevere, because sometimes you just want to do something quick and easy. I grabbed one of the abstract background sections and turned that into the pattern. Obviously it wasn't repeating yet, so I used the Photoshop offset function to move the seams into the middle and see exactly where it would break. Then I saved that offset version, ran it through the Midjourney edit function to bridge the seam areas. I picked the best result and brought it back into Photoshop to blend and clean it up behind my original texture. And suddenly I had a repeat pattern, like boom, done. And then I started playing with the colors, and it looked like a completely different design. And that's the fun part. Once you have one pattern, you can create different color versions for totally different vibes. And suddenly it's not one product, it's a whole little collection. And it saves so much time, especially for people who may be not full-time artists. And time for them is always the biggest problem. And Printful allows you to make different products from just one design or one artwork. And to be honest with you, you actually don't have to create a pattern in the first place. You could also just use one of your already finished artworks as the final design, especially when you're already perhaps an abstract painter or have a very free and loose style. Actually, one of my students and collectors, Kirsten, comes to mind. She makes art like this, which you can just use as it is without changing it at all. Tools like Printful can make it way more realistic to actually create products on the site, because once the pattern exists, you can put it on all kinds of products really easily and actually sell it without handling production and shipping yourself. So once my products were finished and I had so much fun doing this, I published them in my Squarespace shop. And by the way, if you have Etsy, Printful also perfectly integrates with that. No matter what website or shop system you have, the integration is really simple and takes just a few clicks. And once that's connected, you can just create products and they publish automatically. And marketing them is also really easy because you can just download the mockups and then post them on Instagram. That's what I did. I made this cute story about my new t-shirts and people were really excited. I got so many messages like, wait, are you a fashion designer now? And I was like, yeah, kind of, apparently. So yeah, it's really easy to create these products, publish them, and then actually show them to people. And if you want to try this yourself, definitely give Printful a try. I genuinely love them. And one thing I really appreciate is that the pricing is super transparent. They show you immediately what production costs, what shipping costs, all of that. And I feel like with some other services, you only realize later that you forgot to account for something. And then you're like, oh, great. So here I can just set my retail price and immediately see my margins. And I usually price things with a little bit of leeway to make sure I'm covered no matter what someone orders in my shop. So yeah, in my opinion, it's honestly a really good fit for an art business. And I'm so excited to keep going with this and to share this with you because I hope you have as much fun with Printful and with designing products like I had. So if you want to give Printful a try, just go to printful.com or follow the link in my description. I hope you enjoyed this little pattern creation detour because it actually brings us kind of perfectly into the next part of the painting, which is the armor and the chainmail. And honestly, chainmail is basically just a pattern if you think about it. So for the armor, the first thing I had to do was put down a solid base. And for that, I simplified the big shapes first, like the shoulder blade, the arm, the elbow pieces. I didn't put down any details yet, because in the reference there's a ton of detail, designs on the armor, little bolts, creases, decorative stuff, and I intentionally did none of that in the first layer. I just used thick oil paint and built the main forms, almost like I'm sculpting them, focusing on the big shapes, the values, and the curvature. And then I let it dry. This is always the hardest part, because you really have to force yourself doing this. But I did it. So once the base layer of the armor was dry, I started with the chainmail pattern. And honestly, the technique is way simpler than it looks. I basically just placed dark brush strokes next to each other in a very regular repeating pattern. And while that was still wet, I went in with a lighter tone, almost white, and placed lighter brush strokes on top. And because the paint underneath was still wet, it mixed just a little bit with the dark, which instantly created that chainmail effect. So I just kept repeating that same pattern very evenly, and it already started to look like chainmail surprisingly fast. And then the thing that really made the difference was the highlights. I used a small flat detail brush, which is actually a watercolor brush, and I loaded it with thick white paint, and then I placed these tiny highlights on top. I also kept the left side of the chainmail darker, so it creates this illusion that the arm is rounded, like the chainmail is wrapping around a form instead of a flat texture. Now all of that had to dry again before I could work on the details. And for that I also worked in layers. I could just add those tiny little folds and creases, redraw shapes, wipe things off if something looked wrong, and you can really see how much more realistic it gets once those details go on top of a solid base. And now let's talk about the quote-unquote fun thing, the hate I got for this painting, because this painting is actually inspired by, yes, Jean from Genshin Impact. You might not have thought that. And before anyone writes it in the comments, yes, this does not really look like her. It was a commission, and my collector saw one of my early mock-up ideas and went like, that kind of reminds me of Jean. Can we make it her? And I was like, sure, let's go for it. That's a fabulous idea. So we basically included the windmill from Mondstadt in the background, and we went for this very loose interpretation. But then I made a big mistake. I posted it on social media and wrote a caption like, "This is Jean from Genshin Impact," without adding the word loosely inspired. Which turned out would have been very important, to say the least. So yeah, let's just say I got a lot of comments, and not necessarily nice ones. Some were actually a bit mean, but some were pretty hilarious, to be honest. And some commenters were so nice. They took my side and defended my interpretation. Honestly, they were doing God's work here. Thank you so much, oh my goodness. And of course my collector loved the painting. So note to my future self, if I'm doing fan art, it's either going to be an exact interpretation, or I will never ever forget to add the words loosely inspired. So yeah, that's a lesson I learned from this situation. Next, I finalized the hair with a few little details, which really gave it a beautiful glow and just made it look so magical in my opinion. And the very last little detail was the earring, the little jewelry piece. And that's basically the finished painting. And I'm so happy with how it turned out. Even though it doesn't look perfectly like Jean, but I don't care. I just really like this painting. And my collector too, and this is all that counts. And if you want to see the full process, the tutorial is available on my Patreon. And for prints, please join my newsletter and you will get a notification. And again, a big thank you to Printful for sponsoring this video and for making this happen. This collab genuinely gave me a new creative outlet for my art and also more possibilities to earn as an artist, which is something I really appreciated and I wanted to share with you guys. Alright, thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!